So what excites you right now about AR? Beyond Hololink, of course.
Nothing beyond Hololink, of course.
There's nothing else.
No, what excites me is that this web-based AR part, because that means that people are actually experiencing AR instead of talking about it, which is a game changer. Right. Like the ability, the fact that you now have smartphones that are so powerful that they can run advanced computer vision algorithms along with rendering 3D on a website and essentially stream that. It's just incredible. It's game changing. So
true.
The transition from AR being one of the checkmark technologies, I could call them, along with like, we need to create something with blockchain. We need to create something with machine learning.
Right. Or people just throw money mindlessly at it because we need to say that we have something going on within this technology.
Yeah, exactly. So transitioning from being a checkmark technology to being a medium that's actually getting used, that's what excites me
nice.
About AR these days.
And what needs to happen for that? We talked about glasses. Do we all need to wear glasses with AR experiences? Maybe contact lenses. Maybe if Elon Musk has his way, we will get brain-machine interfaces, all of us, and we can connect our brains to the internet. What needs to happen for to not be a checkmark technology?
Essentially, it needs to be easy to create AR experiences.
Yeah.
It is increasingly with web 2020 has been a huge year for web AR, and 2019 as well.
Right.
And you can really do some amazing things
Nice.
in the browser now. The browser is essentially becoming the new OS.
Yeah.
Like Apple and Google tried to make like their walled garden where all of the websites were like small icons you could push and then they could control it. But web apps is going to be the future. And to the everyday man, there's not going to be no change. But to the tech industry, that's going to mean that the power to create applications that creates value for consumers is going to be put back into the hands of the startups actually creating them.
So no more walled gardens with App Store and Google Play Store and all that, basically.
If I were controlling all the tech companies, that's what I would do. Because I think that tech explosion that has happened since like the mid 90s up until today wouldn't have happened if one company owned the internet. And I'm a bit worried because now it sort of seems like it's moving towards just a couple of companies owning the internet.
Right.
And we need to move away from that.
Right.
So web apps is the future. And I think as a consumer, the thing you can do to push this thing is to essentially stop downloading apps for your phone, but just have a lot of tabs open in your browser.
Right.
UI wise, it doesn't make a lot of sense because you have tabs in the same program instead of having several programs. But really, that smartphone browser icon, that should be where you get on to the open internet.
Right.
And that's your escape button, essentially, out of Facebook and Google and all of those.
Isn't that what Google tried to do, at least with the Chromebook, where basically everything was running through Chrome, being the browser as a new OS, basically?
Yeah, I think so. And it's this whole idea of like edge computing and cloud computing. I just bought the Google Stadia, the
game.
The cloud gaming platform, where you don't need to have a console. You don't need to buy a PlayStation or an Xbox. You just...
How's your experience with that? People complain a little bit about lag, but maybe that's just geeks who are used to supercomputers.
It was... I have a shitty MacBook, and I plugged that into my big TV, and it works surprisingly well.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the thought that I could have that experience essentially on my phone.
Yeah, exactly.
and then still have the controller, because I'm one of those guys who wants my controller. I don't want to have the mouse and touchscreen. No.
Sure.
So that is truly amazing. And then when we see the rollout of like 5G, which is gonna happen, it's gonna start to happen next year, and then over the next couple of years, it's gonna become more and more normal. People also need to switch out their smartphones in order to get 5G, and I think that is gonna take longer than the rollout.
Right.
Because I have an iPhone 6s, and it's essentially perfect. I don't need anything new.
Right.
The smartphone.